Hello, this is Sharon. We will do some yoga today and it takes roughly 30 minutes for this class. So take your time to lie all the way down towards the mat. Have your feet out as wide as you feel comfortable. Bring your arms by your side. If you feel comfortable, close your eyes down. Soften your eyelids, your cheek and your lips. Take a deep breath all the way in. Deep breath all the way out. Deep breath in again. Deep breath out. One more like this, all the way in. A mini pause at the top if you feel comfortable. And very generously slide everything out. Stay with your natural breath for a couple more minutes. Start to let yourself land into this practice. Land into this space. Feel the natural rise and fall of your chest. Natural rise and fall of your own belly. Keeping the awareness towards your own breath. Let this breath be the guidance of your practice, or at least be the companion of your practice. Knowing that you can always rest or take variations if you need to take variations. Whenever you feel ready, bend the knees, point the knees up towards the ceiling, bring the heels roughly under the knees, feet hip-width distance, slightly press your belly all the way down, squeeze your hips in towards the center, lift your pubic bone all the way up towards the ceiling. Be very gentle on yourself for the first one. Take an inhale, exhale to lower all the way down, squeeze, inhale to lift, exhale to lower all the way down. One more like this, squeeze and lift, exhale and lower all the way down. Have your feet as wide as the mat, swing your knees left and right. Taking a moment to guide the knees all the way up towards the chest, toe around your ankles, maybe flare out your toes. Either holding onto the side of your shin or the outer edge of your feet, guide the knees in towards your armpit, finding your happy baby pose. You can start to rock yourself left and right. If you prefer to, you can lengthen your legs out, maybe one at a time. Take 3 more deep breaths in and out. Take your time, no rush, feel your own breath. Slowly bring the knees in towards the chest. Right hand holding onto 2 legs, guide the legs all the way down towards the right side into a twist. Bring your arms out like a T shape. You can bring your arms overhead or slightly land your hands on your belly or on top of your thigh if you prefer. We'll take 5 breaths here together. Gently let your knees drop, let your shoulder drop. If your knees is very far away from the mat, you can use a block, a blanket, or just a pillow from your sofa to land your knees onto. Taking 1 more deep breath in. 1 more deep breath out. Guiding the knees all the way back into the chest. Maybe draw some hip circles, knee circles, any circles that you like. Keep the knees close towards the chest again. Use your left hand to hold onto the legs. Guide the knees all the way down towards the left side. Arms can be out like a T again, overhead, or just on top of your own body. Feel the sensation coming from the side body. This is a twist. Let your shoulders slightly drop down. If the shoulder don't touch the mat, that's okay too. Don't force yourself to do that. Taking 3 more breaths here together. One more breath. No rush to come all the way back to center. Last bit of a circle movement. So you start to feel your lower body. Take time to plant your feet down again. Heels slightly sit under your knees. Bring your hands by your side, or if you prefer some challenge today, you can bring your arms overhead. You squeeze your hips in towards the center line of your body. Press your belly down. Lift your pubic bone all the way up towards the sky. Finding a bridge pose, we will hold here for 3 breaths together. So keep squeezing your hips. Slightly squeeze your belly, so the energy comes from the glutes, not your lower back. You press up with the heels. You have 1 more big breath in. 1 more big breath out. Slowly lower everything down towards the mat. We'll do 2 more rounds of the bridge pose with single leg. If you prefer to, you can keep both feet down towards the mat. Whenever you feel ready, you extend your left leg long. The knees is roughly in one line, so your left leg is not too close towards your face. Flex your left toes towards the knees. Press with the belly. Feel the hips. You'll feel slightly stronger for one hip this time. Squeeze and lift everything up. And again, you can keep your arms by your side or overhead. We will be here for 3 breaths together. Keep squeezing, squeezing the hips, pressing down through your right heel. 1 more big breath in, squeeze, 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 flex the toes. Exhale, lower everything down. This time we draw our left ankle over the right knee into your figure 4 shape. You can stay in this figure 4. You can thread your hands in between, find the top of your right shin, guiding the legs closer towards your chest. If you are in your first variation, you can use your left hand, push this left thigh away from you. And you have 3 breaths here in your chosen option. Choose what suits your own body today. Every day we are different. Taking your next exhale, if you have your hands interlaced, you start to let go of your interlace. Letting your feet down towards the mat again. If you move around, adjust the legs, heels roughly goes under the knees. Press down belly, arms either by your side or overhead. And again, you can keep both legs down, or if you're coming for a challenge, you extend your right leg long. Flex the right toes towards the right knee. The knee roughly goes one line, so you can use your hips to support you here. Pressing down through your belly, squeezing your hips in and up. Squeeze and lift all the way up. Don't worry how high you go. Make sure you do feel your hips working slightly. Don't let your right hip drop down too much. Bring it all the way back up. We have 2 more breaths here together. 1 more breath, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, lower your right foot down, lower your hip down. Right ankle goes on top of your left knee. Figure 4 on your right side. Option 1 just to stay here. Slightly push the right thigh away if you like to. Or you start to thread your hands in between, finding the top of your left shin. Bring the knees slightly closer towards the chest. Notice if your head starts to hang here, you either choose option 1 or you can put some padding under your head. Make sure you are not putting too much forces or tension through the neck. You have one more breath in your chosen option. If you have your hands interlaced, start to let go of the interlace. Let go of your right foot. Swing both knees left and right. Taking your time, no rush at all. Come back through center, draw both knees in towards the chest. Pull your forehead all the way up towards the knees. Keep yourself small and compact. Pressing belly down just a little bit more so you can lift your shoulder off the mat. You have 2 options here. You can lower your head down, roll onto one side, press yourself up into a seat. Or you roll all the way up forward to find a seat. Once you find a seat, you roll your shoulder a couple times. Bring your arms all the way up to touch the sky. Drop the hands towards your right hand side. Keep reaching your left hand over. Reach your left hand towards the back, open up the chest. Exhale, bring your left hand under your right armpit. Inhale to open up. Exhale, go under. Inhale to open up. Exhale to go under. Last one to open all the way up, breathe into the chest. Exhale, go all the way down. You lift your left hand all the way up, go over. Land it down, right ankle reaching towards the left side. And you start to open your chest, turn from your chest, not just your arms. Exhale, bring your left hand under your right armpit. Inhale to open up. This is your right hand goes under your left armpit. One more like this, open, 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 open your chest. Exhale all the way under. Come all the way back up, big breath in. Exhale, you interlace your hands at the lower back. Pull the fists down, lift your chest up, exhale into fold. If you prefer no interlace, you can always let go of your hands. If you are interlacing, you gently squeeze your middle upper back. Exhaling to round yourselves all the way up, letting go of your hands, roll forward, laying your hands down, have your hands and knees onto the mat, coming into your first tabletop. Do some natural circles. You can do some cat-cows. Maybe roll your head. And then whenever you feel ready, come back to your neutral spine, which you have your knees roughly under the hips, your wrists roughly under the shoulder. Tuck the toes. If you prefer untuck, that's okay too. Extend your right leg all the way back. Flex your right toes towards the right knee. Try to go for length rather than height, so you keep your leg roughly hip height. Squeeze your belly, bring your right knee all the way into the chest. Extend your right leg long. Right knee comes all the way into the chest. Extend your right leg long. One more like this. Right knee comes all the way in. Now we step our right leg outside of our right hand. They roughly go towards the edge of your yoga mat or even outside of your mat. And that's totally great. Option 1, just to stay here. Option 2, you can start to drop your forearm down if you have the space. And you will feel your right hip. For 2 more reps here together. For 1 more breath. Bring your hands back down onto the mat. Support yourself with the hands. Tuck your left toes. Lift your left knee up. Step your left leg outside of your left hand into your squat. You can always adjust the feet if you need to adjust the feet. Bring your hands towards your heart center. Inhale, lifting your chest all the way up. Exhale, you plant your hands down, lift your hips all the way up. You can always move the feet if you need to adjust the feet. Slightly dangle yourselves left and right. Take time to rise all the way up to stand. Inhale, lift your arms all the way up. Heel toe your feet in slightly. Exhale to fall all the way down. Planting your hands down, step your right leg back. Step your left leg back into your first plank pose. If you need to, you can always lower the knees down into a half plank. Take your last breath in your plank pose. Push yourself away from the mat. Don't let your belly drop. Keep squeezing your belly up. Exhale, we lower the knees down together. Draw your shoulder forward very slightly. Squeeze your belly up. Bend the elbows lower than halfway. Take an inhale. Exhale all the way down towards the mat. Untuck the toes. Squeeze the shoulder blade. Lift your chest all the way up into your low cobra. Exhale, you lower the chest all the way down. Guide your hips towards the heels into your child pose. Take 3 good breaths all the way in, all the way out. Whenever you feel ready, roll up into your tabletop. And again, try to find your knees roughly under the hips, wrists roughly under the shoulder. You want to start to extend your left leg all the way back. Flex the left toes towards the left knee. Again, go for length rather than height, so your leg is roughly hip width, hip height. Squeeze your belly to draw this left knee all the way in. Exhale to lengthen your left leg long. Inhale, bring your left knee in. Exhale, long. Last one, knee in towards the chest. Exhale all the way, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Draw your left knee all the way in. This time we step our left leg outside of our left hip. Option 1, just to stay here, or you start to come down to your forearm if you feel comfortable. If you're at home, if you have some books, you can also lay your forearm on top of some books if you prefer. Stay here for 2 more breaths. Feel this left hip, left inner legs. A lot of us will feel the inner legs too. On your next exhale, you come back up onto the palms, tucking your right toes, lift your right knee all the way up. Step your right leg outside of your right hand. Sit your hips down, hands to heart center, into your squat. Take an inhale. Exhale, planting your hands down. This time we'll lift our hips up just halfway. So you start to feel your hips working. Feel your inner leg working slightly. Lift your chest all the way up. Keep your hands towards your heart center. If this is too low for you, you can come all the way up into a very, very mini high squat. Or you sit all the way down, you can call this a goddess squat. If you feel okay, you can start to extend your arms all the way up. But try to squeeze your belly as much as you can. Use your hips to support your lower back like what we do in the beginning of the class. 1 more breath in. 1 more breath out. Exhale. exhaling, hands to heart center, straighten your legs. Maybe shake it out a little bit. As you feel roughly keep your distance, inhale, lift your arms all the way up. Exhale into fold. Planting your hands down, step your left leg all the way back. Step your right leg all the way back into your plank. You can always choose to lower the knees down if you need to lower the knees down. Take a super big breath in. Big breath out. Exhaling to drop the knees down together. Slightly draw your shoulder forward. Bend the elbows, lower down halfway. You can inhale. Exhale all the way down. Untuck the toes. Squeeze the middle upper back to lift your chest up. Exhale to lower your chest all the way down. Bring your hips towards the heels into your child pose. Then you will take 3 breaths here in your child pose. Whenever you feel ready, roll yourself up into your tabletop. Tucking your toes, lift your hips up into your first downward facing dog. Slightly walk your dog out. Take time to find stillness. Push yourself away from the mat. Lift your tailbone up as high as you can. If you prefer to stay in a tabletop, if downward dog is too intense for you, you are always welcome to stay on your knees. Take time to lift your right leg all the way up to touch the sky. Bring your right knee all the way into the nose. Inhale to extend. Exhale, we step our right leg outside of our right hand. You might take a couple baby steps there, that's okay. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Option to drop your left knee down if you need to. If you are dropping your left knee down, you walk your left foot back slightly, so you feel an extra stretch through your left front hip. If you have your left leg lifted, it will be a more strengthening pose here. And we'll have one more breath together in your chosen option. Exhale, we step our left leg forward, outside of our left hand into a squat, hands to heart center. Take an inhale. Exhale, play your hands down, lift your hips all the way up, slightly dangle yourself, shake out the upper body. Soften your knees. Take time to rise yourselves all the way up. Reach up and touch up. Heel toe your feet in slightly. Exhale into fold. Planting your hands down, we step back to our downward facing dog together. And again, if you need to adjust, feel free to adjust. Spread out your fingers, press down through your hands, lift your hips up, push yourself away from the mat. Take an inhale to lift your left leg all the way up. Draw your left knee all the way into the chest. Extend your left leg long. Step your left leg outside of your left hand. You have the option to drop the right knee down, and you bring the right knee back slightly, and you feel an extra stretch through your right front hip. And you choose your option. If you have your knee lifted, it will strengthen the back leg slightly. And we have one more breath in and out together. Take your next exhale to step your right leg forward. Find your squat, hands to heart center. If you need an extra challenge today, you extend your arms forward. Squeeze your hips, squeeze your belly. Come all the way up into a half squat or your quarter squat, or you can stay in your low squat. Choose your option, stay here for 2 more breaths. Come all the way out, straighten everything, shake out the legs, shake out your hands. Inhale to lift your arms all the way up. Exhale to fall all the way down. Step your right leg back. Step your left leg back. This will be our last plank pose together. Exhale, you drop the knees down, bend the elbows lower all the way down towards the mat. Guide your hips towards the heels into your child pose. And you inhale, rise forward. Bring your right knee towards your right wrist. Keep your left leg long. And you can always adjust your right knee out towards the side slightly. See what suits your right hip. Right leg is the front leg. And then you can stay in your upright pigeon pose for option 1. You can go forward with your forearm, or you lie all the way down in your pigeon pose. And we will be in this pigeon pose together for roughly 10 breaths. And in this 10 breaths, you relax the spine a little bit. Relax your arms, your shoulder. You can even close your eyes down. Give yourself roughly 3 more breaths here. Whenever you feel ready, bring your hands all the way towards the shin. Rest your hands down, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee up. Step your right leg back into your downward facing dog. You can shake it out here, shake out the legs. And then you take your time, either coming back down into a tabletop to start, or draw your left knee towards your left wrist from your down dog. Lengthen your right leg long a little bit. And you can always adjust your left leg by bringing it out towards the left side. Option 1 to stay upright. Option 2 to drop down towards your forearm, or all the way down towards the mat. And then we will be here for another 10 breaths together. Try to feel the sensations into your left hip. And you have 4 more breaths to go. Whenever you feel ready, you walk your hands all the way back towards your left shin, pressing down through your hands, tuck your left toes, lift your left leg up, step back into your downward facing dog. You can gently shake out your legs, lower your knees down. Option 1 to stay in your child pose, or you lean onto one side, extend your legs out, gently drag the body forward into a forward fold. And we will be in your chosen option for roughly 5 breaths together. Whatever option you choose, you start to rise your body all the way up. Lengthen the legs out if you are in your child pose. Lie all the way down towards the mat. Find your final Shavasana pose. Relax your feet, your ankles, your shin, your knees, your thigh, your hips, your lower back, your middle back, your upper back, your arms, your shoulder, your scalp. Close your eyes down again if you feel comfortable. Start to let go of the breath, let go of the control of the breath. And just let yourself rest here for a couple moments. Taking a moment to feel the body in space, to feel the space around you and the space within you. Knowing that you are home, you can always stay lying down and rest for as long as you prefer to. Or whenever you feel ready, take time to start to tickle the toes, fingers, stretch out the body. Maybe roll onto one side. Take your time to come all the way up into a seat. If you feel comfortable, draw your hands towards the heart center. Keep the eyes closed, bow the head down towards your heart center. Take this moment to honor the dedication you made in this half hour. Take a moment to thank yourself for coming to practice. And lastly, thank you for letting me guide you through your practice. Thank you and namaste. Thank you.